Hey everyone, welcome to Suburban Stone Age. And take a look at those spuds. Like, I have to admit that these are neglect potatoes. I've had these for months. It has to be months. And I don't know how it happens. But they got away from me and they just sat in this bowl since winter at least. And bless their little hearts, they're trying to grow and be plants, and they're starting to shrivel, but gosh, you just gotta respect that toughness. So since they've made it this far and it's time for summer gardening, I'm gonna go ahead and clear out my garden. I'm gonna take out the onions and garlic that we planted last fall, and you can check out that video in the link description below to see how the garlic got planted. And then we're gonna put these guys in. So back to these potatoes. All right, more to follow. I'm getting ready to put the potatoes in, and what I'm doing first is actually putting moisture into the garden bed. So the hose you see here is actually draining from the large pond. If you look at some of our other videos, you'll see it. And you'll also note that we have stock tank ponds all around the yard. And that's how these elements of the yard link together, is the stock tanks are there because they're amazing and provide benefits, but also they're an integral part of irrigation. So I like to put all that delicious pondy water into my gardens. When I do water changes, the ponds get refreshed, the garden gets water, and I get potatoes. So I'm gonna take this hose and I'm gonna try to, get as much moisture in there as I possibly can while I work, and then I will put potatoes in last. So we've removed most of the garlics, the onions. We're gonna go ahead and start planting potatoes. We started adding moisture to the soil, although the soil's so fluffy it can just take a lot. We'll put potatoes in just a moment. There's a shot of them potatoes in the ground before I cover them up. I just dug a trench, popped them in. I pointed whatever was growing up, and if I wasn't sure if it was a root or a sprout, I just sat it on end. It will definitely figure it out. So I'm gonna bury these guys, cover them with mulch, and see what happens. They'll do good. I mean, potatoes are kind of amazing. I was out gardening in the front yard. I'm still digging up barrel potatoes I planted 6 years ago. They're not huge like what you see in the grocery store, but they are wild, and I didn't do anything to make them grow. They're just hanging out. So potatoes are really cool, and I've come to respect them quite a lot. So I'm gonna bury these guys, and 10 bucks says within 48 hours, Roxy's gonna get in here and dig them up again. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you dig up potatoes. You are a potato digger-upper. Yeah, don't try to be all shy. You love to go right behind me every time I garden and dig up what I'm digging up, because you're a husky. All right, potatoes are in, covered up. Curious husky number 1. He's getting ready. He's gathering intelligence on where to dig next when I'm not looking. Potatoes are in the ground, there's dirt over them, and the kind of messy green stuff you see is from the pond. I dug out for summer, I cleared out the pond, and I'm using it as a mulch, but I'm gonna lay it out so it can get nuked by the sun and dry out, because pond plants can be incredibly tenacious, and I want them to die and become compost. So I'm going to discourage them by drying their root systems out. Hopefully that will keep all the silt that they've accumulated and the nutrients in there. And then I can cover them up later with straw, and it will just help to enrich the beds. So that's the plan, and we will check back probably in a couple months to see how the potatoes are doing. Thanks for watching the Potatoes of Neglect. Hope you enjoyed, and stick around next time for another video. See you soon. Psych. It's just a couple weeks later, and you can already see, look how much these potatoes have grown. I've been watering them with gray water, and then I've added some mulch over the top of the soil to keep the moisture in, because it's been getting hot. Look how much they've grown. They're happy. So it just goes to show, potatoes are an excellent food. They're super tough. They store really well. No wonder they were so popular. They're very nutritious. Gosh, potatoes are amazing. So, hope you enjoyed this video. We'll check in again at the end of the season.